What's up, y'all? Look, back with another one. I'm going to put you guys on game. I'm going to start by saying this. Age is not an excuse for reaching your goals. I've been in the game for so long, and I've trained so many clients from the age 13 to people into their 70s. And I've seen all types of people in different demographics and different age groups succeed. All right, I've seen it all. And so I'm here to debunk this urban legend or this myth that age is the reason that your metabolism is slowing down and that you can't lose body fat. I'm going to just tell you straight up, it's bullshit. It's a terrible excuse. All right. What you'll find is that there's actually no change in your metabolism as you age until you are well over the age of 60. Then things naturally start to take they start to decline. But the changes in your metabolism are either from two things. It's from lack of resistance training exercise, meaning that you've lost muscle mass, or a hormonal issue. And both of these can be fixed. One, you get your ass in the gym and you start lifting some weights and building some muscle, your metabolism is going to get back to where it was, or even further, depending on how much muscle you gain. And the other one is looking at the hormonal stuff. Usually the thyroid issue, bro, go to the fucking doctor. They'll put you on a pill you take every day, and this is going to correct everything. Stop using this as an excuse. Age is not the culprit, and it never has been. It's your lifestyle. Your lifestyle dictates all. And I'm going to kind of go into some examples of different times when you'll typically start to see people gain weight. And all of this is going to make so much sense soon. All right. I'm sure you've heard of the freshman 15. This is when somebody graduates high school, they go off to college. Now they're on their own for their first time, and they come back and they've gained some weight. I mean, you'll see this. This happens like 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, maybe. I remember the first time I saw this, one of my good friends, growing up, he's a few years older than me, but he went off to his first semester, at a school out of state. And when this dude came back, I literally didn't recognize him. I thought it was his fucking dad at first, because he put on probably 20 to 25 pounds. And also his face just aged like 5 years within the span of 4 months. It was baffling. And this is what happens when you go out on your own for the first time and you no longer have access to mom and dad's good home cooked meals. And the environment around you might be a lot different. If you were never taught how to cook, you're going to be chopped, dude, because you're going to be gravitating towards all of the fast food options and all the processed stuff. And then you throw in, obviously we're in college, so you throw in all the alcohol and the partying multiple days per week, and this shit adds up. And that's why people come back from college 20 pounds heavier than from before they went. And now let's talk about after graduation. Okay. You still have the poor nutrition habits. You're no longer at mom and dad's. Maybe you got your own spot. You don't know how to cook. So going to the convenient options, and you're probably still gaining weight. But now let's cut your daily energy expenditure in half, because in college, you're probably walking around campus. You're probably playing sports with your friends and shit, and you're out. You're just out. You're active, and you're on your feet a lot more. When you go from that to overnight switching to a 9-hour a day at a desk type of situation, it's detrimental, guys. If you didn't watch my last video, it's about walking and how the power of just getting more steps in and increasing that step count can drastically change your body composition and really make life so fucking easy for you. Go watch that if you haven't, and watch it after this video. But I'm going to kind of break down a little example similar to the way that I did in that previous vid. Let's say that in college you were walking 10,000 steps a day and you're fairly active, you're moving around campus and shit. And then we go to our new life out in the workforce where we are sitting at a desk for 9 hours and our commute is another hour. I'm going to be generous here with the number. Let's say you're still getting 5,000 steps in per day. I'm going to be honest. Most people are still not even getting these. They're really putting out some serious rookie numbers, but we'll use 5,000 steps for the example. You just cut your daily steps in half and your daily movement in half. And that's about 250 additional calories that your body used to be burning that it no longer is. And so if you're eating the same amount of food, but we're taking away a lot of this movement, you're going to be gaining at that rate. If we spread that out across a whole week, you're gaining 0.5 pound of fat every week. And so let's do this for a whole entire year. You've gained 26 pounds of fucking fat, guys, in 1 year. And now By year 2, that's 50 pounds. You're completely unrecognizable at that point. It happens slow enough that a lot of times in the beginning, like you don't really notice it's happening until it's too late, but fast enough that where everyone's going to look at you and be like, Jesus Christ, what happened to you? You know, this is the reason people are going and buying a new wardrobe every single summer. You're outgrowing all of your clothes, and that's not acceptable, guys. That shouldn't be a thing still. When you're a toddler, it's different. You know, you're growing every year. And so you've got to get new clothes. But as a full grown adult, bro, that shouldn't still be happening. Okay. And that last example that I gave, guys, that assumes that you're eating the same amount of calories as you were before. You know, oftentimes we start getting lazier in our lifestyle and we're not getting movement. Usually the food gets worse too, and we're binging more. So that's 50 pounds in 2 years just from a movement standpoint. Now, if you start consuming more food, this is how things can get really, really, you can get into choppy waters really fast and put yourself in a dire situation. I especially see a lot of this with the guys who I knew who played maybe like football in high school or college, you know. And back then, you know, when I'm like a freshman, sophomore, junior in high school, I'm looking at these guys like there's no way this dude is not a 25-year-old grown fucking man, because they had so much muscle on their frame and were in such good shape. But that's what happens when you're running 2-a-day practices and you're doing ultra intense workouts 7 days out of the week. These guys were just machines, and everything they were consuming was being used as energy. You could eat whatever your heart desired and you would not gain a single pound. And so obviously, like these, you know, people in that situation, you're not going to learn how to eat properly. Why would you, when there's never been any consequences from the way that you've been doing things? But what happens is your football playing days are behind you now, and you're not burning the same amount of calories, but you're eating the same amount. And again, this is what happens. And you go from being star wide receiver or star running back in high school, and now you're 30 and you're a fucking offensive lineman. So stop blaming age. It is such a poor excuse. From 30 to 50, realistically, that should be your prime. And it's possible. This is achievable. You may think it's not. You're in denial. Okay. I know a lot of people I work with, my friends, myself, we're just scratching the surface. All right. I'm trying to ascend more and more every single year. And honestly, so far I have. All right. I'm 32 and I've got more aura. I'm more attractive, better physique, better energy, better mindset, better quality of life than I ever did when I was in my 20s. But again, the only way to get there is to take a look in the mirror and just accept that you're being dishonest with yourself, and that it's not age, and that it's, you know, you've given up on yourself, and that's fine. You're never too late. You could be 60 years old, and yes, there might be a lot more damage done, but you can still move the needle in the other direction. Like just the constant complaining and bitching about how, oh, I can't do this now that I'm 30, and I can't do this now that I'm 40 or 50. It's nonsense, guys. You're really just it's just this crazy way to cope. So separate yourself from these types of people and do it fast, guys, because that type of energy is so contagious. And again, it'll bring you down. It will make you not believe in yourself. These illusions will fill your mind, and you'll start to lose touch with reality a little bit. You know, when I was 19 years old, everybody who was older said, hey, well, wait till after college. We'll see if you still care about working out and if you're, you know, able to stay skinny or whatever. And the majority of my 20s, I was fucking jacked. Right. And then in my 20s, everyone said, wait till 30. Now I'm in my 30s and I'm even more jacked and shredded. And so now, naturally, the progression from there, everybody says, hey, wait till you're 40. It's so much different. There's no way you're going to be able to maintain that. And honestly, with the rate that I'm going, I can't fucking wait, because I'm going to be on a damn magazine cover or something by then. So don't let anybody tell you that you're not going to see your goals because of your age. All right. This is nonsense. These people are cancers, and they're trying to, again, don't let them project onto you. All right. You got to believe in yourself. It's all about just changing your habits and doing what the majority of Americans are not. You actually have to do the complete opposite. And so you're going to look like a weirdo sometimes, and people are going to judge you, and they're going to say, oh, like, why are you doing this? You know, like, you're bringing your food to work and stuff, and like prepping food. Like, yes, dude, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, like, I know it might sound extreme to some of you guys, but the fact is we've just gone so extreme in the other direction that what I'm saying is actually just normal. This is just the truth. But again, these illusions have just filled everybody's head. So nobody knows really what reality they're living in anymore. So yeah, I'm kind of just going to leave it there, guys. I'll have another video coming in a couple of days, but until then, Peace.